Hi, Sergey here, and I'm really glad to be finally speaking with you on such an important topic. So, the Piano Tunes EP, which means mini album, is out on pretty much most of the streaming platforms you could find. Whatever your heart desires, Spotify, iTunes, whatever. It's also out on Bandcamp for digital download. The links will be in the description, of course. And it's also going to drop today as a whole video here on YouTube on this channel. So this EP is pretty much me testing the waters, so to say, because I haven't previously released anything on my own. Your support of this release would be very much appreciated. I'm preparing mentally and emotionally for what it's like to release a full album, which is something that I will touch upon in this video. This mini album in particular is a collection of pretty brief, short piano pieces. They're quite lovely, highly melodic, very emotional, and hopefully emotion-evoking or provoking. And they're very much influenced by this nostalgic view of the golden era of Hollywood. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, sorry. And that particular feel of that era, also by swing and traditional pop vintage music of the 1940s, 1950s, as well as by music of certain jazz musicians of the 70s and 80s, like Chet Baker, Bill Evans, stuff like that. And also in some little ways by pop music of today. You'll find it specifically in the last track of the album, the 6th track. So 4 of the tracks were recorded on this gem of an upright piano, an Eastern German Zimmermann piano from the 1980s, and tracks 4 and 6, Laid Back Tune and Dreaming of a Time with You, were recorded on a Jacob Baker grand piano, which was manufactured in St. Petersburg in the Russian Empire around 1910. So the 6th track, it includes a bit of singing, a combination of 2 yet unreleased tunes from Fall Out Miami, On a Beach in Malibu, and A Place to Be. So please go ahead and add this album to your playlists after you watch this video. This would be pretty awesome. So, to other news. The full upcoming album of songs which actually feature singing. They're not just instrumental tunes, but actual songs. Obviously it's taking much more time than this instrumental mini album, because the instrumental album was solely produced by me, recorded, mixed and played, which makes things relatively easier because I only have to rely on myself. When it comes to producing full songs, it's actually much more effort just to make sure everything works, because there's much more instruments to record, there's vocals to record, so ultimately it takes much more time. But I'm pretty certain then that the full album of original songs is coming sometime in late spring, which will be in a couple of months. It will be also accompanied by at least one music video, but more likely a couple music videos to support the some of the tracks. I'm not even sure which tracks are the best ones, which is weird, but I really did put all my heart and soul into those songs, so it's really hard to gauge which song is better than the others, because they're very much different, and they're influenced by different artists and different eras, and they're evoking different emotions, and obviously they have a slightly different tone, so some are more positive and romantic, while others are quite comical and even slightly cynical. Hopefully it will be an enjoyable listen for you, as well, because I have really put my heart and soul into making sure every little detail, every little element in each song works, because that's what it's all about. It's paying attention to every little element so that you take out the, even a little part of one instrument out of the song and you try to listen to it without the context of the whole song. And it's a thing that is very well crafted on its own. And please email me at this email if you happen to know a thing or two about music promotion or PR, because I'm really not knowledgeable about such things. It's just not something I ever studied, but it's definitely a very fascinating subject that is really important for making sure every musical product, every musical album reaches the potential audience, the potential people that might be interested in listening to music like this. So if you are knowledgeable about such things, and maybe you're willing to help out with putting the word about this music out there to make sure that this music is not lost in time, if you know somebody or if you're willing to help out a little, I would very much appreciate it, any input. So please email me if you have any ideas. I just want to make sure that none of the music that I put out there is lost in time and unheard by the people who will actually like it if they hear it. So finally, the good news about Fallout Miami and Fallout Cascadia. When it comes to the Fallout Miami music, it's pretty much 99% complete. It goes both for ambient music, the music that you would hear in the background while exploring the wasteland, and also goes for the radio songs, original tunes, and I think one cover that we recorded for it. Currently mastering is being conducted. I'm sorry for all the technical mumbo jumbo, but it's the final process of actually making sure every track, every piece is in the same volume and in the same stereo image, so it sounds as wide as all the other tracks, so that in the end the whole listening experience and playing experience is very much cohesive and no thing pops out as too loud or too quiet. There were a few hurdles along the way, but I'm pretty positive we'll be able to bring it to you, to the listeners, and this goes for the soundtrack in 2021, sometime this year, hopefully. At least I'm pretty certain that we will, along with the sheet music and a little documentary to explain what was our process like when creating the music, a little behind the scenes of how was it made, what was our approach, what were our goals, and how everyone has worked on it. Because you may not realize it, but the actual team of audio people that have put their work into the Fallout Miami soundtrack is pretty huge. There were audio engineers, composers, arrangers, singers, instrument players, and it's so exciting to see the product of multiple years of work from people from pretty much all walks of life, from various continents, from so many different countries, working together remotely, never actually seeing each other in real life, but making this exciting thing out of love for the IP and for the style of music that this IP represents, or the music that represents its IP. No, never mind. I'm confused myself, but still, I'm pretty happy about it. As for Fallout Miami, it's about making that last routine kind of step to make sure everything is finalized and correctly put out there for people to enjoy and listen to, or also obviously for implementation into the game into the mod. As for Fallout Cascadia, I am equally as thrilled, but for a different reason, because we still have quite a lot of music composition to do. We're about halfway there, maybe a little bit past the equator, past the midpoint. And there's a team of composers working on it actively, and still quite a lot of content and input to be used from former composers who have made their batch of tracks for Fallout Cascadia, but now moves on to other things and projects and other things in life. I know that some of the composers who have worked on Cascadia aren't actually pursuing music as their full-time job, but it's nonetheless exciting how people are just doing things out of love and passion. So it's really, really thrilling to see that and to hear that in the music. We're going a slightly different route stylistically, so it's a blend of Fallout 4 music with the Elder Scrolls, and you can actually hear it in many of the tracks that are posted on the Fallout Cascadia YouTube channel. What I can promise you is that we'll be bringing you semi-regular music updates to the Fallout Cascadia YouTube channel, and other than that, there are also regular streams and updates from the team on there as well, so you can follow it whenever you want. So thank you very, very much for your attention, and please go ahead and add this album to whatever your preferred musical application is. Listen to it. You can actually buy it on Bandcamp as well for $5, I believe. This will be a good way to kind of financially support yours truly as a musical artist, because there are obviously some things that I spend my money on, like software and some gear, and up to this point I've never really made any even slightly significant money with actually making my own music, so it will be an extremely humbling and satisfactory experience if you do choose to support it by downloading it on Bandcamp. So again, thank you very much. I'm thrilled that this music is out. There's still much more music to be put out and to be made as well, so stay tuned. Do check this channel regularly, because I do post stuff regularly, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.